Silence is a source of great strength. Lao Tzu, you've seen it before. The guy on your feed who talks loud, always showing off his lifestyle, posting videos with watches, women, and recycled alpha quotes. At first it grabs attention, but after a while, it just looks insecure. The louder he gets, the less real it feels. You see through it. Because the truth is, the ones who talk the most are usually the ones proving the least. Now think of the opposite. The man who enters a room quietly doesn't need to rush to speak, doesn't need to explain himself. He just walks in, and you feel him. He doesn't dominate, he doesn't perform, but somehow he owns the space. This video is about that man, and how you become him. Not by being louder, but by building real presence. Most men confuse performance with power. You know the type. Always talking about himself, always name-dropping or oversharing, always trying to look confident. But the energy feels off. At first, it might seem bold, but listen closely and it starts to sound desperate. That's not presence. That's performance. It's dominance from insecurity. Now compare that to someone with real presence. He doesn't speak to prove anything. He speaks when it matters. He knows when to hold silence. His tone is steady. His energy doesn't spike for attention, and people listen, not because he demands it, but because he doesn't need it. That's the difference. Most loud men are like floodlights, big, bright, attention-grabbing. They light up everything at once and burn out fast. The quiet man, he's like a steady flame, smaller, focused, controlled, but you can't ignore him, and you don't forget him. He doesn't scream to be seen. He doesn't chase validation. He just burns, and people feel it. That's presence, not performance. Let's get clear on what real presence actually looks like. 1. Inner clarity. You're not guessing who you are. You've made decisions, taken hits, reflected, and learned. That doesn't mean you're perfect, but you're solid. You don't pretend. You don't need to impress. This is self-respect earned through choices, not through talk. 2. Emotional grounding. When someone challenges you, you don't flinch. You don't react fast. You don't jump to defend yourself. You respond if it's worth it. And if not, you stay calm. People can feel when a man isn't triggered easily. It makes them trust him. Not because he controls others, but because he controls himself. 3. Nonverbal power. You look people in the eye. You speak clearly, not to fill space, but to say what matters. You don't rush your movements. You don't fidget. You don't over-explain. Your calm body language becomes a signal. You're not here to prove anything. You're here because you've earned the right to take up space, without noise. That's real presence. Let's call it out. The louder the man, the more insecure he usually is. If someone constantly needs to be right, needs to be praised, needs to control the room, he's not confident. He's fragile. Loud doesn't equal strong, and silence doesn't equal weak. Real confidence doesn't explain itself. It doesn't need a spotlight. It just shows up, and people feel it before you even speak. You've probably met someone like that, and you remember how they made you feel. That's the kind of presence you want to build, not one that talks big, but one that lives deep. Here's how you actually build that presence. 1. Do hard things alone. Train, work, reflect, not to post it, not to prove anything, but to earn your own respect. The more you do this, the less you need validation, because you already know who you are. 2. Watch more than you speak. Pay attention to people. Observe before reacting. Presence grows when you listen more than you talk. Let other people fill the silence. You don't need to rush to add your voice. Let your energy speak first. 3. Master the pause. Most men are afraid of silence. They rush their words. They over-explain. They talk just to fill the gap. Don't. A calm pause before you speak. That holds weight. The man who can pause controls the room, not because of volume, but because of clarity. You've probably seen guys who talk big, and maybe you've been that guy before. It's okay. Most men go through that phase, but eventually you realize people don't follow the loudest man in the room. They follow the one who doesn't need the room at all. He doesn't chase attention. He earns respect by how he carries himself. That's the man people trust. Because his silence means something, and his presence speaks before he even opens his mouth. Here's what to do next. Don't try to say more. Try to build more. Today, speak a little less, observe a little more, hold your ground in silence, and watch how people respond. Discipline, stillness, presence. Let them feel it, then say nothing else.